Polly's Perfect Island. Polly lived by the sea. Every day she would look out her bedroom window at the glittering ocean and stare at her island. Not that it was her island really. It was just the island that she longed to go to. One she had dreamt of visiting ever since she was little. She knew that the island was going to be amazing, that it would have warm, soft pink sand that would tickle your toes, trees that grew big, melty chocolate biscuits, big, fluffy, friendly animals that would let you cuddle up to them and ride them splashing through the sea, popping bubble clouds, and swirly sweet ice cream would come out of the taps instead of water. Every day when Polly would pad downstairs for breakfast, she would ask her parents the very same question. When can I take our little blue boat, ride across the ocean, and finally visit my island? Every day, her parents' answer would be the same. Not until you've grown tall enough to reach the chalk mark on the wall, and grown strong enough to lift the heavy pails of water and carry them across the field to give the ponies a drink. Only then will you be big enough and strong enough to manage the boat across the ocean to the island. So, every day, Polly would try. She'd stretch up on her stretchiest tippy toes to try and reach the chalk mark on the wall. And she'd heave and pull and dig her heels into the soft, muddy earth to try and carry the pails of water to the ponies. But she'd always knock them over and land on her bottom in a soggy puddle with a big sigh. Then one day, on a very special day, her 10th birthday, Polly woke up and padded downstairs. There were presents on the table, balloons on the ceiling, and a big chocolate cake on the worktop. But Polly just wanted to know whether she was tall enough to reach the chalk mark and strong enough to carry the pails of water to the thirsty ponies across the field. On this very special day, her 10th birthday, she was. So that afternoon, Polly went down to the white pebble beach and stared out at her island across the water. It was a beautiful day, and the waves lapped gently across the shoreline. Polly's father helped her drag their little blue boat over the stones and into the water. Before she got in the boat, he knelt down and took her shoulders gently. "Polly," he said, "I know you are excited to go to your island. I know you've been waiting a very long time. But just remember that the ocean is vast and deep, and it may have other plans in store for you." "But it's a beautiful day, Daddy," Polly said. "There isn't a cloud in the sky. The water is flat and smooth. I'll be at my island in no time at all." "The ocean may change, and sometimes if it does, it's better to just see where it takes you," her father replied, and he hugged her tightly before she left. Out at sea, Polly pulled the oars back and forth, back and forth. Her heart was full of joy to finally see her island. The water lapped the sides of the boat, slap, 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 and the waves bobbed the little blue boat up and down, up and down. A silver dolphin with bright green eyes poked its head out of the water and over the side of the boat. It seemed to be smiling at her. "Hello," Polly said. The dolphin dived back down into the ocean and glided alongside her boat, a shimmering strip of light to guide her all the way. As she approached her island, Polly shivered. The wind had picked up, and some cold mists began to draw in from either side. She rowed a little harder, Suddenly, a gust pulled the boat off course, tugging it away from the island. Polly took a deep breath, steadied herself, and dug her oars deep, twisting the boat back around. She looked down to see the dolphins still by her side, flipping and jumping over the waves. The waves grew higher, and the current whipped the boat, turning it, pulling it in the wrong direction away from her island. Polly rowed with all her might, but her island was getting further and further away. She used all her strength to straighten the boat, but the ocean had other ideas and pushed her back. The waves crashed, and the gray clouds threaded together like a vast dark net, blocking out the sun. Polly looked to her dolphin friend again. It was not struggling. Instead, it seemed to be having fun, leaping high over the water, staying with her, showing her that she needn't be afraid. It was only then that Polly remembered her father's words. So instead of fighting, she stopped. She hunkered down in the corner of her little blue boat and rode on the waves, letting the ocean take her wherever it had decided she should go. Almost as soon as she stopped fighting it, the gray clouds parted, and slices of bright golden sunshine peeped through. The winds died down, and the boat drifted slowly on the glassy water. The mists disappeared, and her little blue boat bumped up against some land. Slowly, Polly climbed out of her boat and felt her feet sink into the silky soft sand. A new island! One she had never noticed before. She looked around as she drew the boat ashore. Well, she thought, this isn't the island I meant to come to, but I may as well explore. As Polly explored the island, it revealed its treasures to her. Not chocolate biscuit trees, or fluffy animals, or bubble clouds, but instead glitter stones, rainbow fish, whispering yellow grass, and giant butterflies of every color imaginable. She spent the whole day exploring the island from top to bottom, at every turn finding something new, surprising, and wonderful. As the sun began to lower itself into the sky, turning it a soupy blush of oranges and pinks, Polly knew it was time to set off home. "Goodbye, island," she whispered as she pushed her little blue boat into the water. "I hope I'll be able to return to you soon." But as she jumped in and started to row, her silver dolphin appeared alongside her once more, shining brightly through the water. And she remembered that it might not be up to her after all. So Polly set off for home, letting the ocean take charge, as deep and majestic and wise as it was. She didn't even glance at the other island she once so longed to visit, because she had been on a different, unexpected adventure, and that was good enough. She looked ahead and took deep breaths of lovely, salty sea air, and enjoyed the moment just as it was. Her journey had not been the one she expected or longed for, but something different. It had not been what she thought she had wanted, but something beautiful and unusual that showed her things that she had never imagined. As her little home came into view, and she saw her parents waving to her from the white pebble beach, Polly understood that sometimes you just need to trust in the journey, however bumpy the ride, and it will take you exactly where you need to go.